And Union Minister of State for Petroleum and Natural Gas, Suresh Gopi, Wednesday said acting is his passion and he cannot survive if he stopped from doing films. He added that he would be happy if his ministerial berth were taken back. Now, the centre doesn't seem happy with the statement. And to know more about what's happening with him and the union government, we have Kerala based journalist Jisha to talk in detail. Welcome, Jisha. Welcome to India Today SoSouth.
Thank you, Meera.
So, yeah, what's happening with this actor turned politician, Suresh Gopi? Things doesn't seem all right to him. Yeah. So,
Suresh Gopi has been sending confusing signals ever since he was, appointed as the Minister of State in the
right.
new BJP government. Um, like Suresh Gopi, a lot of people in Kerala, irrespective of their political affiliations, believe that he would be given a plum post because he was the first person to break the BJP's jinx by winning a Lok Sabha seat from Kerala for the first time. And that was not an easy thing to do. So everyone expected that he would be given a good ministerial post. But immediately after the BJP government major win in this election, he said that his initial reaction that he was interested in a post where he could intervene in at least 10 departments for the benefit of Kerala. So that he was that ambitious initially. But soon after he was given the post of Minister of State, he was showing some confusing signals. He was already was not in a good terms with the local leadership, the Kerala state leadership in BJP's Kerala leadership. That was very evident when the BJP leadership arranged a ceremony to congratulate him after his swearing in. His camp tried to portray this win as his personal victory. Something which is not political one, the victory of the brand Suresh Gopi, which the state leadership was not, in agreement to, because we know that BJP worked really hard in Trishur with us giving a special focus on Suresh Gopi. Suresh Gopi was the first candidate to be announced, and we know Amit Shah had taken special interest in Suresh Gopi's win. Though he was if his was his personal branding, he was given 2 chances prior to that. So BJP state leadership was not ready to accept that. So initially, he had a bit of ruffle with the state leadership, and now his terms with the central leadership is also turning to be going bad. And especially his recent mention of Amit Shah's, that was not gone well with the central leadership, as I understand. Because Suresh Gopi, as we all know, is someone who speaks from his heart. He is not a diplomatic person. So when he mentioned Amit Shah's response, I don't think it would be taken in a lighthearted way.
Exactly. And again, see, if ministers are not allowed to engage in other money-making business or activities as per the ministerial code of conduct, then why this artist contested in elections and even committed to 22 films meanwhile?
That initially Suresh Gopi, this is a different time for Suresh Gopi. Actually, he had a long break in his career after his successful film career during the 90s. Then he had during that 90s he had attained as superstardom. He was someone who had a position which is similar to the 2 big M's in Malayalam cinema.
Right.
That was that time he did the action hero roles, and he was given, he was such revered figure in the Malayalam film industry. But after that, we saw a decline in his career. But of late, recently, he is having a comeback in the Malayalam film industry, either because of his outspoken nature, his political ambition, whatever it may be. He was getting good offers recently, and he was also giving hits. So he was getting a lot of offers now. From his own speech, we understand that he has around 22 projects in his hands, which is, which we haven't seen of late, which is very surprising. So this might be a confusing thing for Suresh Gopi also, because he wasn't someone who had initially didn't expect much much great in his career, political career,
Right.
because he was someone who had tried all the political, he was an SFA person in his college days. Later, he had associated with Congress, and later now he's a BJP person. So he has no concrete political ambitions per se. But now, even I think the time has given him so much of opportunities that both he has to work in films and also he had to take care of his political career, and he has to choose between them. But if he was given a plum post, I assume that he might have given some, taken a step back from his film career, I assume, because initially when he was offered a post of the chairmanship of the Satyajit Ray Institute in Kolkata, Film Institute. He initially denied this because he told BJP that he has plans to contest this election. So this this post would come against him, because that is a post where he would be drawing salaries. So
Right.
that will be a conflict of interest. He can't contest as an MP at that time. So the BJP that time given him an assurance that you don't have to worry about that. This will not be a post of conflict, and he can contest in that election. So that was the assurance given at that time. Now, but he is continuing with his plans to get money
That is
from
more
films,
influence.
then that creates a lot of conflict,
I
because as per our understanding, that will not a minister in power in charge could not do that.
Right. And that is where, his off late statement, hooked my attention. And he even mentioned about if they take back my ministerial berth, I would be happy. And I will then be able to conserve my people more in Thrissur and I can stay there. But when he was a Thrissur MP, citizens rarely saw him that time. That is also there. So how do you want to comment on that?
I don't know whether he would. He has left the people of Thrissur, because recently also he gave an assurance to Thrissur people that he would bring back the past glory of Thrissur Puram, which is a great
Right.
thing of sentimental value to
Right.
local people. So he is giving emphasis on such things. He also said that he would take steps to extend Kochi Metro to Thrissur, which is totally unpractical, but. He is giving assurance like that. So he
Okay.
might be still interested in the local constituency, and he might be still interested in working for that local people. But for example, even the case of Wayanad, when the landslide happened, George Kurian, Minister of State, was first to arrive at that location, that place. The tragedy hit place, and visited and talked to people and consoled them. But Suresh Gopi was a bit late. Even his social media, there was no post on that. I checked when, so it was his response was a bit delayed. So where his interest lies is still a bit of confusion.
Yeah, it's skeptical even for all, I think even for the politicians, even for the filmmakers, artists, or even for the public. Everybody asks the same question, I believe. And one last question, Jisha. Does it seem like, a wise idea for Suresh Gopi to quit ministry, given that he is the first BJP MP of Kerala? What do you think?
I understand Suresh Gopi over the years is engaged in a lot of humanitarian works, and had spent a lot of money from his own pocket, that he is in need of money. This is some insiders in film industry are saying that he really want money. But to compare with something like a minister, the post in a BJP ministry right now, that is something different. That is something which an ordinary BJP leader in Kerala couldn't even dream of. So he got a golden opportunity, and for him, it is up to him to choose wisely between which is his priority, whether it is cinema or it is the politics. Because I understand Amit Shah and Prime Minister Narendra Modi had taken special interest in Suresh Gopi when they started campaigning for him, and we know Prime Minister arrived twice in Thrissur just to
And
campaign for him.
we all
So,
could see the
so
Modi's wave there on Kerala. Yeah.
yeah, so we know how much interest this BJP, not just interest, their effort they have
Expectations.
taken
Yeah.
yes, they have done in Thrissur, especially with the eye on this ban, because the future of BJP depends a lot on the performance of this MP, who is also the Minister of State. So BJP, George Kurian, we know he's a MOS, but he is not elected from Kerala. And the previous, MOS, like ministers, union ministers, they didn't win from their constituencies in the last election. So,
Right.
Suresh Gopi, for his personal cult as a film actor, and also his humanitarian activities, and also his even the political, as a political person, people, there are a lot of expectations for, especially for the people in Trishur, and the BJP supporters in Kerala in general. They really looked up to him, and I think this is a very disappointing thing for them.
Right. And we have to wait and watch what's happening with him and what his final decision will be. Will he quit ministry, or will he be continuing only in films? We have to wait and watch, because I think that actor turned politician doesn't have any one particular final statement so far. So we have to let's see what happens and what unwraps. Thank you so much, Jisha, for joining with us. It was a very quick discussion, and this will be a developing story. So stay tuned to India Today SoSouth. This is Meera Nair. Thank you.
Thank you, Meera.